Hi there, it's Beauty Junkie. Welcome to my channel. Today we're getting into Chaos Cosmetics. I have the complete set of pressed multi-chromes to show you, plus a highlighter. We're going to do swatches. I'm going to do an eye look. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm also going to get into my whole Chaos order experience and tell you a little bit about pricing, shipping, packaging. We're going to get into all of it. And I do have another video, and that was about my first order, but now I have the complete collection to show you, so I'm going to be going over all the shades. Alright, let's start with perfume of the day. First, I have Marc Jacobs Mod Noir. I'm not sure they sell this anymore. I think this is a couple years old. I don't have that much left of it. I just remember, I think, getting a sample most likely from Sephora and liking it and really wanted it. I think I got it as like a Christmas gift. It's kind of like sweet citrusy, really feminine, and it smells like a younger me. Yeah, I don't mind this one. I don't really know the status of it, but if there's anyone that likes Marc Jacobs fragrances, you may want to try this one out. Let's show you what we have going on today. So I'm going to swatch all of these. Probably won't get to try all of them in an eye look because that's a lot. But this is the highlighter shade, and the rest of these are pressed multi-chromes. And they come in two different sizes. As you can see, these are the two larger ones, and these are the smaller ones, and there is a price difference. So this is what we're getting into. How about I swatch first, and then we'll talk about packaging and shipping and all that, my experience, and then we'll do an eye look. So swatches first. We have Seaside. This is probably my favorite shade and the most different and exciting shade of the bunch. I have some other top favorites, but I really like this one. So this is Seaside, and it's green, but almost like a chrome, and it shifts to blue. And I know it's like really hard to see shifts on camera, but we're gonna try our best. And I am in natural light, so I might have to just show you an alternative angle later just so you can see the different shifts. But that's sort of the traditional straight on look at the shade. It is like a chrome green, and it is amazing. So this is Seaside. Then we have Nirvana, and this is sort of a surprising shade to me. You have this sort of green, kind of taupe, metal, pewter kind of shade. You know, it's kind of a more subdued tone than typical multi-chrome, so I like that this is a little bit different. And this guy shifts to a sort of like bright, not as bright as Seaside, but more of a dark forest green sort of. And I can see this in my alternative view here. Can you guys see that? That looks like more of the same. I think with the mirror you can kind of get a sense of the shift. I'm just experimenting here. So yeah, when you get to the alternative view of this, these look really similar. Seaside's a little bit more blue, and Nirvana is a little bit of a deeper green, but very cool shades. Next we have Junebug, and I didn't apply any primer. I'm just using my finger. And Junebug is kind of a bronze gold, but it shifts to kind of a green, lime green. So these are all like green involved shades, but you can see that gold bronziness here, more again like subdued like this one, but then you kind of shift it and it gets to a lime green shade. See, think you can get a sense of that there. We have Rebel Girl, which was from my first order, and really nice shade. Probably one of my favorites. I think it has the most beautiful dramatic shift. It's like this blue-green to purple. And it's really vibrant and pigmented, as you can see, and just one of those standout multi-chrome. What you think of a multi-chrome to be is the shade. Just super beautiful. Then we have my highlighter, and I'm going to swatch it, and it's not really a multi-chrome, it's more of a duochrome, but I wanted to include it in this video anyway, and I actually will put it on my face. But this is like a green shift to pink highlight, and yeah, I really like it. It does really look green on my face though, so this is definitely like a fun one, and a very bold sort of iridescent vibe, kind of that alien vibe. So yeah, that's a lot going on today, yeah. This is one of those wild and crazy highlighters. Okay. Yeah, so that's what it looks like on the face. There's the swatch. Alright, next up we have Just a Girl. And this is a really pretty shade as well. Very fuchsia, but sort of shifts to kind of a bronze gold. And one of those more dramatic shifts going on there. Next I have Gravity, and this is like a very blue purpley shade. Kind of that electric blue, and then it goes to purple. I know, you guys are like, what am I doing? So at the end, I'll try to use the mirror to sort of give you a sense of what else it looks like. But at least you can see from the front, this is what it looks like. Next we have Magma. Ooh, I really like this one. This is a red forward shade, but it kind of shifts to a bronze, brown, coppery shade. So, bit of a different twist on a red or a maroon. Really cool shade. Then we have Intergalactic, which is a purple, but more of a royal purple. And you may think these are really similar, and I can see that, but you know, it is different. This is like electric, this is a royal purple. And this guy shifts to, this is an interesting one. It kind of shifts to royal purple to like magenta, like a different kind of a purple, kind of a fuchsia. So purple to like lighter purple, not like the most dramatic shift on Intergalactic. All right, and last but not least, I have Lucid, and again another purple. And this guy shifts kind of a bronzy color and a different sort of shade of pink. Sorry, I usually am a little bit better at making these really straight, but I had a lot to swatch. And I mean, really, when you look at these are very vivid and gorgeous and really just easy to apply. Again, I'm not using a primer, but as you know, finger swatches are different than when you apply things with a brush. But there you have it. So this is sort of the front view of all their pressed multi-chromes. I'm gonna go ahead and try to attempt to give you a side view with my mirror. This probably is not very successful for you. You can kind of see what's happening. Can you see that? Now we have that out of the way. Swatches can be really stressful. This is my own palette. They don't sell palettes, doesn't come in a palette. This is from Etude House. This is an old magnetic palette called Pink Showroom, and just a spare palette I had laying around that I decided to put all of these in. Let's get into all the details and packaging, pricing, shipping, all of that stuff. So this is the packaging that it comes shipped in. So these are the larger containers for the larger sizes, and this is the smaller containers. And these are not meant to be permanent houses for your eyeshadows. They just say these are temporary. What they like to put them in for shipping, they're plastic. This one opens up like this, and the product actually sits in here and is glued on with like a double-sided foam sticker. And what's tricky about that, since this isn't supposed to be a permanent home, is trying to get the eyeshadow out of here without damaging it. And most of us probably don't have the proper tools to remove eyeshadow that's really tight in the container like this. So it's wall-to-wall eyeshadow in here. There's no like wiggle room, no space to get it out. There's actually no hole on the back. I was searching for one. There isn't. So, and the fact that it's taped on, it's not really meant to just pop out. So I was bending it and trying to push it out like this. And, you know, that's why it kind of looks, you know, a little bit damaged in the corners here from me trying to get them out of their shipping container. The smaller ones I have no issue with because they're like little kind of like contact lens containers, pill containers. You just flip them up and pop them out like this. They're not glued in or anything like that. So I actually prefer these. I'm not sure why they didn't make bigger ones just like this. It's just so much easier, so much less stress. But I will say everything came in good shape with both of my orders. Nothing was damaged, which was awesome. But especially this size, really difficult to get out, which, you know, you're paying different prices depending on when you bought this, but this is $30 now. I think I got it for $33. So that's a lot of money for one eyeshadow, and you get sort of a plastic container like this that's really hard to get out. Second of all, these, I'm going to show you the packaging for my two orders where I got 9 eyeshadows and one highlighter. This is all the packaging that came for 9 eyeshadows and a highlighter. This is all that they came in. And when you think, well, that's normal, right? Well, you know, this isn't a palette. Like, usually you would come in just one package. But they all came individually, right? So I have like all of these little things. And they were just packed them all in this really small container. Like a lot of them. And then like the large ones they put in here and they fit. But then they were putting like a whole bunch in here together. And then they fit a whole bunch of small ones in here together as well, my last order. So I thought that was an interesting way to do it. I don't know, there's just not a lot of room in here, not a lot of padding, just very minimalized, like fitting everything in here as they could as possible. So I think the packaging is pretty. I just thought for how much you're paying, you would have, you know, maybe it definitely doesn't waste product, which is good, but I don't know, maybe you wouldn't think they would stuff that many in here, I guess is what I'm saying. Also, so my latest order, this is the box that it came in, USPS. Pretty small, but you know, the corners were damaged. I don't know whose fault that was, but you know, the amount of tape on here wasn't very strong, and that's kind of how that arrived. Even though they wrote fragile, that's how it showed up. Alright, so packaging, like, not ideal. I mean, it worked, things arrived great, but the thing that probably bothers me the most about these is that you can't, like, if they're not meant to be permanent, why don't you make something a little more recyclable? Like, if you can't make it to reuse it, then why would you spend this much money on it? I don't know, maybe I prefer like a paper sleeve, a cardboard sleeve, just put them in there. I don't know, just interesting way to do it. Keep in mind this is an indie company, so you know, they're probably working within small means. So I did get some samples with my order, and I actually ordered quite a few samples and only received 3. And keep in mind, they actually charge you for samples 1 cent. So, you know, they have some money of mine that they didn't refund me for, which I know it's silly to ask for 3 cents back. But I ordered 6 samples, and they're different eyeshadows and highlighters, and I got 3 of the ones I requested. Maybe they didn't have the other ones, but there was no explanation for it. They just sent me this, and that was it. And so I can show you what I have, and I'll swatch them for you. But that was a little bit disappointing to me that, you know, I actually kind of paid for the samples, and then they didn't refund me or like give me a credit of 3 cents, or just no explanation. Yeah, we took 3 cents from you. Like, well, maybe you shouldn't charge for samples. Maybe you should just give them out. I don't know, just an odd way of doing business. So we have Watermelon, which is a hybrid eyeshadow, and this is also a bag of eyeshadow, which I think is an interesting way to do a sample. I have Bubbles, which is a hybrid eyeshadow, and then I have Sublime, which is also a hybrid. So I got all hybrid samples. I kind of wanted a diversity. I asked for Extreme Shine, Pressed Highlighter, and Chrome Hybrid, but I all got the same type of eyeshadow. So that's cool. I think the best way to do it for me to like just stick a brush in the bag rather than my finger. And we're gonna swatch on my other arm. So this is Watermelon. Yeah, they just threw powder in a bag. I don't think these are all loose powders. I think they're pressed, so this is just different and very messy. So this is Watermelon. I kind of have a lot of product. Obviously, the way I had to get it out of the bag. This is kind of a highlighty, duochrome-y shade. I guess it shifts pink. I'm not really sure why it's called Watermelon. Maybe it's more green. But watermelons aren't just green, they're also pink. So that's what that looks like. Again, hybrid formula. Then I have Sublime, and this one looks pretty green, very shiny looking. It's a little bit more gold. Very similar thing going on there. Maybe I should just stick my finger in here. Yeah, I think this is a little bit better. Okay, kind of green. You can see it way better on my finger than the swatch. So interesting green, whitish, bluish color. I don't know. Let's go back into watermelon. Okay, a little bit better. All right, we're using fingers in a bag. Now we have bubbles. This looks purpley pinky. Yeah, this kind of looks like your typical duochrome pink purple shift going on. I don't know that there's anything really that exciting about these shades. I don't think they're really anything new in terms of color or tone. And they're not like, they're vibrant, but not like super vibrant. So that's the hybrid formula for all of those. You can see just very different, right? So based on those samples, I'm probably not going to pick up anything else from this brand unless maybe they came out with more multi-chromes. They do have a loose powder formula, but I generally don't like to mess with loose eyeshadows just because I find they're messy. I've had some and I just never really use them. So I like to stick with the pressed. It's a lot more travel friendly, and so yeah, I'm not sure they have come out with a new multi-chrome shade in a while, so this may be it for me for the brand. And kind of based on my experiences, I'm not sure I'm going to continue buying from them anyway, but I just wanted to show you what they have to offer. I really think their formula is fantastic. I think they make really good quality products, especially the guys on this arm. This one, okay. I think the highlighter's good. This one right here, but yeah, sort of my thoughts on my future purchase. Actually, so I talked about packaging, right? Could be improved, but let's talk about my orders and prices and shipping and all that. So my first order was in July, so I ordered July 3rd. Their shipping time is 1 to 4 weeks shipping, so that's pretty typical for indie companies to take a long time to ship out to you, to make the product, to get the order together. Especially, I don't know why. So 1 to 4 week shipping, pretty typical for indie companies, even more typical if they make multi-chromes. They're just harder to make, there's a high demand, I don't know. Anyways, that's what they claim, so I wasn't too upset with my first order when I got it, you know, within that range. So I ordered on July 3rd, I got it August 3rd, so literally a month, and I paid $153 for 4 eyeshadows and 1 highlighter. One of the shadows was larger because that's all they had in stock at the time, so I got the larger one, and I got the highlighter, which is this size, and everything totaled to $153. I paid $8 in shipping. They don't offer free shipping. It's through USPS. Then also typical for an indie company to not offer free shipping, they can't absorb those costs. So for when I ordered in my July order, the smaller eyeshadows were $26 a piece, which is very expensive for any eyeshadow, any single eyeshadow. It's more normal that this is the price because it's a multi-chrome formula. It's special. Especially it's a smaller brand. They can't find ways as easily to make things more affordable. And then when I ordered in July, this was $33. Again, very expensive for one eyeshadow, but at least, you know, it's bigger, you get more product. The highlighter I think was $23 for the same size pan. Yeah, so that order came fine. It came within the estimated time. Nothing came damaged. As part of their policies, return policy, and they give it to you with their shipping. When they ship it to you in the box, they give you a little note. And it says, thanks so much for purchasing. If any products received are damaged, incomplete, or incorrect, please email an attached photo of damaged products and order form within 2 days after delivery date. That's not a lot of time. And if not brought to their attention within the amount of time, the claim will not be accepted. You can email questions to their shipping team, and it may take 20 to 48 hours to respond. And their hours of operation are Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. I think they're based out of Texas. That's where my order came from. So keep in mind probably the time zone. So the problem for me with that, not that I had an issue, but if you did, let's say, you know, your order did take the full 4 weeks. Maybe you thought you were going to be at home to receive the order. Maybe you're out of town, maybe you're traveling. When you finally do get your order and you can't look at it or open the box to check and see that everything's good within 2 days of getting it. You know, delivery date, sometimes you're just not home, and when things take longer than you expect, you probably more likely won't be home. So, and then on top of that, with USPS especially, they can say things are delivered and they don't deliver until the following day or the day after. So then you're already behind. So just a note on that policy. I want you guys to be fully aware of what you're getting with when you order from this brand. My second order, so first order was fine. Didn't get a discount code or anything like that. Second order, I ordered August 7th. So shortly after I got my first order, I was really excited, liked everything. I saw a discount 15% off code on their Instagram, so I was like, I'm gonna do a second order, you know, screw it. So I ordered on the 7th of August. I didn't receive my order till September 30th. So as you can tell, that is beyond their 1 to 4 week window. And basically what happened was I got an email on September 9th with a tracking number saying, you know, my order shipping out that day. So I was like, okay, cool, great. Well, several weeks went by and I contacted them on September 25th saying, you know, I got a shipping confirmation that, you know, my order was shipped on September 9th and I still haven't received it. So I emailed their customer service, didn't hear back until September 29th. And they said, oh, your email was in our junk email. And they had a major delay with USPS that was out of their hands. And I find that to be a little bit suspicious because I was following the tracking that whole time since they gave me the tracking number. And there was no update in the status. All it said the whole time was, you know, label created, USPS waiting to receive the shipment. So the label was created, so that means Chaos created a label that they are going to mail something out, and they let USPS know. And then USPS waits to receive that label with the same code. And then it goes to where it's supposed to go. Well, if USPS never received it, then how could it be in their hands? So my thought is that Chaos didn't want to take the blame, and they probably, I don't know, didn't ship it out, forgot about it, left it to the side, just hanging out there, and it never went out when it said it was supposed to go out, even though a label was created for whatever reason. So my order took almost 2 months to get to me, which was really disappointing. And they didn't offer a refund or any sort of consolation, like here's a discount code, nothing like that. Like, they didn't really seem to care, and they were fine with telling me that it was out of their hands. So that is cool, right? Not super impressed. I know you're an indie company and, you know, you want to take every dollar that you can and reinvest it. But, you know, you have to realize customer service is really important to people, especially Americans. And, you know, now that we have all these ways to complain to the public about your customer service, you should probably be a little bit more careful. I didn't do any of that. I'm just telling you in this video, I didn't comment on their website being like, hey, you guys shipped to me really late. What are you going to do about it? I'm not going to do anything. I'm probably not going to buy from your brand again. So, guys, I just want to be fully transparent what happened with me. But when I just like looked at the website again, the Chaos website, well, I was a little bit shocked to find that the prices of these eyeshadows have changed and decreased. So not only did things take forever to get to me, if I waited, I could have gotten things for much cheaper. And when you order this many, like every dollar counts. And cause, you know, even though my second order I got 15% off, which is great, I still got charged $8 for shipping, even though I spent $128 the first, you know, the second time, $153 the first time. So as you can see, I'm spending almost $300 here and getting kind of treated like crap. And just kind of like another number that has just complaining, essentially. That's just how I feel about it. So price difference. So as I said, when I ordered these, $26 each. Now they're $22 each. So that's a $4 difference. 4 times 7. That could have been a savings of $28 if I bought it now versus a couple months ago. And the large ones went from 33 to 30. So less of a savings here, but still $3 savings. I bought 2 of them. That would have saved me $6. Craziness, right? I think the highlighters are maybe $1 less or about the same. So that's pretty upsetting to me. They didn't announce it on their website, why they, you know, decreased the price. I couldn't see it on any of their Instagram posts. Maybe they put in the stories in the past. I don't know. I just feel like, whoa, surprise, things are less money now. Okay. So that's just really disappointing. So yeah, those are my complaints. That's my rant. It's up to you if you want to buy from them. I do think it's worth trying at least one, despite all the sort of complaints that I just talked about. At the end of the day, the makeup's still really good. But you may run into issues, you may not, you may have no problem like I did. It's just, you know, I ordered twice. First time was good, second time not so much. And I'm not a fan of their policies, not a fan of how they handled the situation. You know, and I just think like packaging could be better. Sell a palette. I mean, you can just sort of rebrand it, put in a little palette, charge a little bit more. I don't know. I don't know what the solution is, but you know, I don't know the story really behind this brand. I've heard rumblings of like negative things people have been saying, like on my first video, like, and I haven't really looked into it. I don't really think it matters, like what the brand is about or what the owner does or doesn't do. I'm just talking from a purely my experience with the company. And they don't know that I'm doing a review and that I was gonna do a review, and that shouldn't have mattered either. But yeah, I've heard some negative things like that the brand is dysfunctional or whatever. I don't really know why, but let's do an eye look with these fun guys. I think I'm gonna stay away from the samples from now and try to put something together using Seaside for sure, because I haven't used this yet and it just looks so much fun. You can see like how special it is. So I already have a primer on my eyes. I'm using the ABH primer. I think I'm gonna use a brush and we're gonna see how this goes. Have some sort of game plan. I mean, I kind of feel like just using one. Oh, this is way too much pressure. All right, we're just gonna go into Seaside. I will say, like any other sort of vibrant multichrome, you know, just a traditional multichrome formula, you're gonna have that black base behind the color that if you blend it out too much, it starts to look really smoky and not as vibrant. And you kind of just want to like keep things really tight and don't do a lot of blending and smoking. And that may be an issue for some of you if you like that kind of look and are used to doing that. You're just gonna have to treat these a little bit differently. You just kind of want to pat them on and keep them in place. You can do a little bit of blending, but you just might expose that black underlay if you do it a little bit too much. So that is what it looks like Seaside with a brush application. It looks like the color of money or something. I'm gonna go back over it with my ring finger. Just to see, get a little bit more vibrancy. Is that a word? Yeah, this looks like exactly like a blingy type of green. I mean, how dramatic is that? Kind of love it. Kind of love it with the green highlighter. So yeah, you could see when you put this on, you like, it's a lot, so you could definitely stop here and just kind of do a winged eyeliner, black eyeliner. But I do want to do something underneath my eye, and I think I'm gonna go for Nirvana. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention about packaging: they don't put the label names on the back. I did this myself, so I would know what color is what. They only put the names on the packaging that you're not supposed to keep this in. So it's just a blank name on the back. They don't put stickers, which I find to be really odd. I've never had a company not put a label on their product. So I did my own, and yeah, isn't that funny? So we're gonna use Nirvana underneath my eye. Ooh, it's a little bit dramatic. So you can see kind of a teal tone going on under there. So just remember that's this shade underneath my eyes. This is the shade on top. So I am seeing a little bit of fallout, but I think it was from applying the under lower lash line and just sort of scraping against my lashes created some fallout. But it's not a drastic amount of fallout. I think it's manageable. Right, look at that. Like how quickly, see how bold it is? It's like insane. Yeah, I really like Seaside. I don't know how often I'll be able to pull this off. I think I'd have to make it like even tighter, make it a lot smaller, and maybe just kind of do an eyeliner with it. But wow, this is such a fun shade. Oh, I kind of want to fit in one more shade just to try things out a little more. Oh, but what to use? I'm going to stick with my green family, and I'm going to do a little bit of Junebug. just on the outside a little bit. Just to get it a little bit more interesting and a little bit more bronze, yellowish. So I don't know like that these are all supposed to go together. I think the challenge with multi-chromes is like you want to use all of them at once, but is that really that attractive? Is it that practical? Does it make sense? I think all these colors do go together pretty well. It's just, it's a look, it's a lot. But I think Halloween's coming up. Maybe you want to do something cool like this. You probably would have already had to order your eyeshadow though. Alright, I want to do some highlighter on my brow bone because it's a green highlighter. I think that makes sense. I just think green is so pretty on the eyes. Alright, I'm going to do a little bit of eyeliner and mascara, and I will be right back. Alright guys, this is the final look, Chaos Cosmetics. So I found it a little bit more difficult to kick out the fallout than I remember. I kind of had to use my finger to wipe it out. It didn't go out away with a brush, so I still have some. But you know, fallout to me isn't the end of the world. It wasn't super crazy, but it was there. So I used my Pat McGrath black liquid liner. And I bought this during COVID, which was not that long ago, and it's already dried out, which really sucks. So, sorry Pat, your stuff is expensive and dries out really quickly, so not the best eyeliner application. I used the Marc Jacobs At Lashed mascara, this sample here, and that's it. So my final thoughts, I think these are great, really great multi-chromes. I'm glad that they are cheaper now. I'm sad that I didn't get to take advantage of the new price. I think $22 is a little bit better. Still, you know, a lot, but you know, it's your choice to buy these. I would definitely getting like 2 of your favorites, and then maybe a highlighter for your first order. I wouldn't go all out because you may not like the formula. It may not work for you. Yeah. But just be aware of sort of their policies, what you're getting yourself into, and that it's not gonna come tomorrow. It's not gonna come next day. It's not gonna come next week, probably. It's gonna take a while for you to get them, so just be mindful of that. I do want to take some pictures, some close-up shots, so you guys can see things as I move and in different lighting. We're getting a little bit dim here. But yeah, this is Chaos Cosmetics. These are the multi-chrome shades, all of them that you can buy, minus the highlighter. These are a lot of fun. Ooh, I am now, my swatches got all messed up. But yeah, these are a lot of fun. I definitely recommend getting one that appeals to you. I think you will enjoy them, for sure. Look at that money green. Alright guys, let me know if you have any questions. Please click like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys!